Hello everybody, Aaron here with the Talking Nerdy channel. Today I have a first impressions of Fallout 4. So last night I went to GameStop's early release, stood in line, got my copy, came home and immediately started playing after it downloaded and installed, which took a little bit, but really not that long compared to other games. And something really cool that this game did while it's installing is they had these like instructional videos from Vault-Tec. It's the the Fallout animated style, and they had the videos for all the special stats, your strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. And so they had like 1 to 2 minute videos that you could watch while it was installing. So that was really cool right off the bat, because it was more than just sitting here watching the little blue bar slowly progress. It made it seem like the install went by much faster. And so once the game started, we started right off with a bit of a background, being narrated by supposedly, your character that you're going to be playing. He's in the military, and he's talking about his great-great-grandfather, fighting in World War II, and having to be away from his family. And then you see this guy comes home, and now he's a veteran, and he's got his wife and his little baby. And so that's your character, which then you get into the customizable part, which was pretty incredible. Definitely the most detailed character creator that I've ever seen. To the point where you can adjust like the size of his brow or the angle of his nose. It was really cool how you could just take your little cursor and just put it over a different part of his face and just adjust it. It wasn't just picking from a bunch of presets, though there were 15 preset faces to choose from, and then hairstyles and all that. But for the actual adjustments of the cheekbones or the jaw, and that was truly like personalized, because it's just the little incremental changes that you can do with the joysticks. And so that was really cool. You can play as either a guy or a girl, and you could customize both the husband and the wife, and then choose which one you're going to play as. Though for the sake of time, I spent plenty of time just doing the one character, so I just made the guy and left the wife as is. But so this game starts pre-nuclear apocalypse, which is new, I believe. I haven't played any of the really old Fallout games. I played a bit of Fallout 3 in all of New Vegas. So I'm, as far as I'm concerned, this is the first time that I get to really see pre-nuclear war. So you have your 50s stylization, even though it's in the 2050s or 2070s. I think 2077 is the detonation year, I believe. And so it was really cool being able to see everything. There's just so much color, like there's just so much rich color, which is definitely different than Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, because the wasteland is literally just a wasteland, and so you don't get a lot of those bright colors in previous Fallout games. And so this game, everything is colorful right off the bat, and beautiful graphics. And so you're getting ready to go to a veterans dinner or something, and you've got a Codsworth, your English robot butler, and your baby Sean, your wife, I think Nora was her name. And I named my character Aaron because I'm Aaron. Because I wanted to pick a name that was likely to be in their database, because what Bethesda did is they took, I don't know if it was 100 or how many names, but relatively common names, and they put it into the game so that characters will actually refer to you by your name rather than like previous Bethesda games where you might see your character's name on paper in writing or whatever, but they never actually speak your name. So if you pick a name that isn't some crazy made-up name or something, it's probably going to be in the database, and Codsworth, you know, or your wife, you know, they refer to you by name. So that was really cool. And your character talks back. So you actually have a voice, which is pretty cool. You know, to actually be able to, when you choose they give you the dialogue options. You know, you can choose, you know, say this, say that, say that, like other Bethesda games. When you make the selection, then your character actually speaks it, which it kind of adds to the length of conversations, I feel like, because you're like, what do I want to say? You know, you have your options displayed on the screen, and then you select it, and then you hear your character say it, and you're like, okay, and then the other character responds. But it's still, it might drag out those scenes a little bit, but it's a neat feature. So then, you know, the nukes drop, and you get into Vault 111. Pretty sure it was 111. And, you know, I'm not going to spoil anything, but something goes wrong, and you wake up 200 years later. Or like, Codsworth's like 210 and something, give or take. So it's basically 2280s probably, which I believe is the farthest into the future that we've gone so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I have not played all of the games to total completion. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure this is the farthest in the future that we've gone since the nuclear detonation. And so your character wakes up and he goes home, and Codsworth's still there, cleaning around, and but the graphics are just beautiful. You know, the pre-nuke graphics have so much color, but even the post-apocalyptic, you know, wasteland still just has so much detail. The water looks great. The night sky is beautiful, and the clouds in the daytime are beautiful too. It's very realistic. Very realistic environment. Very, very well done. And you get some cool guns pretty much right off the bat. You go into Concord and find, you know, I played for about an hour, and I already had power armor, you know, a minigun, what was it? The musket, was it plasma musket or laser musket? It was pretty cool. It's like a one-shot musket, like an old musket, but it's all futuristic. And so there's a bit of a Revolutionary War kind of feel going on. It's interesting. You're in Concord, and there's people called the Minutemen, and, you know, you're in this colonial museum, and it's interesting considering how far in the future we are. I haven't ventured much beyond that. I took the power suit back to the gas station where I can try to power it up or whatever. I already depleted my first fuel cell. But so yeah, my first impression is I'm stoked. The game officially comes out today, so I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that have either bought it and are playing it, or wondering if you should. You definitely should. And even if you haven't played the previous games, I feel like this is a Fallout that you can just jump right into. You don't really need all that background knowledge. You'll kind of learn as your character learns, because since you're playing a character who was technically born pre-war, even though you're playing out the game 200 years after the war. So there's plenty of information that people can give you, because he's constantly asking questions like, what's this, what's that, what happened, what's going on? And so if you don't know all that stuff from the previous games, you'd be just fine, because you can learn as he learns. So with that, I am going to get back to playing the game, and so should you. So thanks for watching. Bye.